friends. It's your old pal SVH here with another Daily Nugget for today, January the 23rd. This month's moving along pretty quick, huh? So, January 23rd, today's Daily Nugget. Very similar concept to yesterday's, but really framed out very differently. So, another way to kind of just continue the way from yesterday's Daily Nugget. Today, we're going to bring it from Alchemical Wisdom, from the sayings of Pir Vilayat Inayat Khan. The subheading here is a source for intensive inner work. So yesterday we read from the Gayan by Hazrat Inayat Khan, and again that teaching is probably 100 years old. And this was his son. His son Pir Vilayat, he passed away, I would say, probably 17 years ago or so now. It's been a few years, definitely, since he's passed. But he was my teacher's guide for many years, so I really just hold his teachings very much in esteem as well. Okay, so from Alchemical Wisdom, today's Daily Nugget. You cannot always control your mind, but you can give it direction. You cannot always control your mind, but you can give it direction. So yeah, kind of in comparison with yesterday's dealt more with, what you think and what you give off is kind of what echoes. What we have today is the re-echo of what the future is the re-echo of the present. A little different concept and dealing with a little bit different teaching there. But again, kind of on the same wavelength, because this really is about, you can't always control your mind, right? It's not easy to always control your mind, but you really want to be able to direct your thoughts in a way that's positive and that really does, put out something from this present moment that's going to re-echo in a positive way, right? So you cannot always control your mind, but you can give it direction. Okay, so how do you give your mind direction? You have to work on your concentration. You have to give it something to focus on, right? You have to give it a focal point. And, in the Sufi work, we have 4 different stages that we talk about, that we go through in our learning. First is concentration. Second is contemplation. Next is meditation. And then after that, Lord willing, comes realization. And so these different stages of the path, start with concentration. So it really is about learning how to control our mind. But even if we can't control the mind, we give it a direction to go in, right? We give it a focus. So if you chant, if you meditate, if you do any of these things, you're giving yourself something to focus on. One meditative practice that I like to do, I've done this before with my martial arts training. I took Shaolin Kung Fu back in Cleveland, Ohio years ago, and we did a practice where we would sit in a meditative pose, a yoga position, and we would basically focus on a light or a flame. We would have a candle. Now, in our spiritual order, our current Pir Zia, he's not so fond of focusing on a candle. And he has some different reasons for that, like a flame, and he has different reasons for that. But that's how I initially learned the practice, was doing a flame, a candle, and really focusing on that flame and really centralizing your focus on the flame, and then feeling that flame, in your third eye, or feeling it in your heart, feeling it in your center here, your dantium. There's a lot of different ways that you can experience that, but holding that concentration of that flame in these different positions in your body, after you get a focus on the flame itself, you close your eyes and internally feel like you have this visualization of the flame, and you're merging with the flame in the different areas. You can do this with light. You can do this with just an object or a color. This is something that we've done a lot too. Is just, you can have a square or a circle, and now there are different colors that correlate to the different chakras. I won't get into all that right now, but you can definitely look at those. So if you want to focus on the third eye, find the color that best correlates with that. Same with the throat, same with the heart, and you could find shapes too that also correlate with those different chakras. And then if that's the area that you really want to focus on opening, then you can control the focus on that. And once you have that image really firm in your mind, then you can hold it and bring it into your being to where you can really unlock and open and retune that center. So that's some of what you can do to really give the mind direction. Again, you can just, even like what we're doing here every day with the Daily Nugget is giving the mind a direction. So I'm giving you a little nugget of wisdom, a little sentence or two to pick up, and that gives you something to focus on, something to concentrate on, contemplate. So you're concentrating on me sitting here in the video, sharing with you the phrase and a few thoughts about it, and then what am I doing right now? I'm contemplating, right? And so you're sharing in this contemplative moment. And then, once you stop the video, you can meditate on it. You can meditate on that thought for a moment. And that's why I usually end with it and try not to yap too much more after that, so that you can kind of shut the video off and meditate on that thought for a moment. And then hopefully what comes after that is a realization. After you've kind of meditated on it through the day or through the evening, hopefully it gives you something to kind of, give you a little wake up, a little realization that, you know what, I am all over the place, and my mind is really just focusing on all these problems or issues that are going around, and I'm really not happy about the way things are going in the world right now, so I'm going to focus on that. And you can really just retune yourself back to that point of direction, and really direct your thoughts to the right thing. So just a couple thoughts for today on the Daily Nugget, and I will read it one more time and leave you to meditate upon it. And again, those stages of the path that I spoke about are concentration, contemplation, meditation, and inshallah, as we say, Lord willing, realization. So here we go. You cannot always control your mind, but you can give it direction. That's today's Daily Nugget from your old pal SVH. I want to thank you again for tuning in and checking these out. Be sure to go over to my YouTube page, youtube.com/thesvh. Give a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get these videos as soon as I put them up. And I appreciate you very much. And I'm going to read it again because I yapped too much. You cannot always control your mind, but you can give it direction. I mean,